What's good? How you doing? It's your girl D back with a requested video. So D Hall, back on my Get to Know Me video months ago, D Hall asked me, why is it that there aren't a lot of YouTubers that actually feature or promote or use or talk about fashion fair makeup? And that's a very good question. And she also asked if I would consider doing a fashion fair only makeup video, which, you know what, you know me, I'm always down for a challenge. So big up to Brittany at my local Dillards, who, I plagued that poor girl. I'm so sorry. I changed my mind literally about 8 different times, and I swatched all kinds of stuff to get the products for this video. And she was just as patient and as wonderful as can be. So thank you so much for all of your help. I sincerely appreciate you. And I'm serious when I told that lady that was there that you are the best. I'm for real about that. You know, she may try to act like she didn't hear me. No, I'm trying to hype you up because you are cool peoples. Anyway, so I'm bringing you a fashion fair only makeup video. Now there are, a couple cheats because, you know, there's some things that I didn't need to buy, such as the mascara or the eyeliner. I'm sorry, I've got a ton of eyeliners, I've got a ton of mascaras, plus the liquid liner that Fashion Fair had actually is the brush, and I can't stand brush tip applicators. Everything that I have, if it's not, now let me take that back. When it comes to an actual pen or a 2-piece or something like that, I need a felt tip. Now when it comes to gel eyeliner, of course I will apply that with a brush, but typically when I'm using my liquid eyeliner, that's a felt tip end, and so the only ones that they had on hand were brushes. I don't mess with those. I bought a face powder, such as a actual setting powder, because I swatched. There were some loose powders and there were some pressed powders that I swatched, and this is where me changing my mind unfortunately interrupted. I thought I bought one, but apparently I didn't. So what I wound up getting, so I did cheat on the setting powder. So I did use my Laura Mercier translucent medium deep setting powder, and what else? And my brows, because they were out of stock, or no, they didn't have a brow pencil to swatch, so my brows I already had done. My face was already primed and everything too before we started the makeup application. So you want to see how I was able to whip up this nice, simple but sultry steal your daddy kind of look? Stay tuned after the jump. Starting off, we are using the Fashion Fair Fast Finish Foundation Stick, and I chose the shade Nutmeg. Now, if I had been thinking, I would have realized this is supposed to be a foundation and concealer all in one, and I would have gotten a second one of these to be a shade slightly closer to my skin, because you can see that there's quite a bit of contrast in applying this shade. But I was swatching so many of them, and I was just a little bit indecisive on what I felt would be most beneficial. Now the quality of this, and I used some Evian water and one of my Sephora brushes to blend this. The quality of this foundation stick is very good. I'm not gonna lie. It literally went on buttery smooth without any kind of issues or problems. I did work to blend quite a bit because, again, once I actually applied it on my face, because I didn't actually do face swatches while I was at Dillard's, I did arm swatches, but once I applied it on my face and saw the contrast of that brightness, I kind of had second thoughts, but also at the same time, you know what, I bought it, I invested in it, I am committed to making this video, and we are going to make this work, god damn it. So literally we blend to save edges and blend to save our lives. And I did build up a good layer of coverage with this, enough to where I felt comfortable even with the shade being a smidgen brighter than what I would have liked. It was still something that was quality, something that I liked. Next, going in with the Cover Tone Concealing Cream, and this is in the shade Tawny Glow. I was very impressed because it actually comes with its own little spatula to go ahead and scoop out. I'm thinking of other cream concealers that are in that little pot of wonders, such as the NARS Soft Matte Cream Concealer as well too. And so one thing though that I noticed is that it takes a while. If you're just scooping with that spatula, you actually just go ahead and scoop onto your hand first to warm the product up, and then from there go ahead and apply it directly to your face. It took a while for the product to warm up with this little spatula because it didn't really transfer heat the most, which is why it looks like I'm just digging away at my poor little cheeks. But once we were able to go ahead and get it warmed up and manipulative, then it went on pretty easy. I then actually changed my mind on how I wanted to blend this. I first started with a kabuki brush and then changed my mind and went to a beauty blender. This is my EcoTools Duo blender, or at least one of the two in that package as well. And while I was applying this, I was feeling a little bit questionable, but in editing the video, I see that everything was fine. I didn't need to second guess myself. That highlight is definitely there, which is what it is that we want it to be. You know, we want it to be a little bit visible so that the cheeks are a bit brighter than the remainder of the face. But other than that, went well. And then after that, again, I changed my mind and smoothed everything over with the Mayoko Kabuki brush that Cheesy got me. Hi, Cheesy. I'm sorry if I mispronounced that. Alright, looks like we got everything all smooth and blended. Hallelujah. Now we're going in with the eyeshadow, and this is in the shade Ginger Snap. I use my Sephora angled shadow brush to apply this, and even though it's just one particular shade, it's a shade that's subtle enough to where it's not going to be too extreme, but also enough to where you can still notice that I've got a little bit of color on. And since it's a more of a warm tone, with it being in the brown and red family, it suited me and my golden undertones pretty well. Now going in, and I'm sorry I didn't get the actual box on camera, now I'm going in with my Perfect Finish Illuminating Powder, and this is in the shade Earth. Well, actually, I started off with the Beauty Blush, which is in the shade Pearly Paprika, and I hit the high points of my cheeks first with that. And that is a e.l.f. brush, sorry. Then going back in with the Perfect Finish Illuminating Powder, but I actually use this to contour with. Because this earth color, it's deep enough to where it actually shows a little bit of contour and contrast on my skin, but it also has some sparkle that's in there too, to where it almost could be like a bronzer. And so I just apply that in between the cheekbones, on my forehead, as well as my jawline, to go ahead and, you know, carve that face out of the fluff. We working on that fluff though. We working on it. And no, I didn't actually apply it to my nose. I was just smelling something nice. Now we are going in with the lipstick, and this is in the shade Sepia. And I thought I had captured the actual box on camera. I may have accidentally clipped that out, but this lipstick really just set the entire look off. And after this off camera, I followed up with a little bit more Laura Mercier, as well as my Marc Jacobs eyeliner and my Kat Von D Tattoo Trooper eyeliner. So what do you guys think?
It can be done. Well, Miss D Hall, I sincerely hope that you are pleased. I do apologize for the mild snafu on camera about the powder. I thought I actually bought some type of face or setting powder, and apparently I didn't, but that's my own fault because I literally changed my mind like 8 times while I was there. So no fault of Miss Brittany who sold me stuff. Anyways, so I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Fashion Fair put me on though, like, for real, if you see this. As always, thank you ever so much for watching, liking, commenting, and subscribing. If you have any questions or suggestions, hit your girl up in the comment section. If you are new here, please feel free to hit the subscribe button. I'd love to see you back on my channel. But if you're not here for me, my shenanigans, my opinion, or flagrant language that I didn't use this time around, because, you know, in case Fashion Fair wants to put me on or something like that, you know, we gonna calm down the profanity. But even if I did use profanity and you ain't here for it, there's an X in the corner for you to click, get your life, and get off my channel. But if you are here for my shenanigans, you are beautiful, amazing, wonderful, spectacular. And if no one else has told you, I appreciate you. You have a wonderful day.